My message for tonight is that food and youth matters. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and most welcome guests. We have all been teenagers at some point in our life, and some of you might have already have children or grandchildren or friends' children. So the thing is, you know somebody that is going through this exciting age. I want now you all to reflect on how important is this period in your life, and how can little things can develop and leave a mark in your life. Sometimes it can leave a nice mark, and sometimes not so nice mark. In this, what is so surprising as well in this land of plenty is that poor diets is really common among adolescents and teenagers. But what is not surprising is that these have an open effect on their well-being, on their mental health, on their physical development, and on their overall well-being. So the question is, how do we encourage teenagers to eat healthily and to shape a better future for themselves? It's not an easy question, but as we all know, when you are a teenager, you go through lots of different changes. So these changes can start from your body, or can also continue with your lifestyle that will change. It's important to start having those foundations of having like a healthy diet and a balanced diet at those age, because it will help you to fight your exams and to keep with those situations like moving schools or family situations. So those are the right age to start telling the kids, oh, this is how you should eat. As well, when kids are at those ages, teenagers, they move to secondary school, and this also means that they have changes. So generally speaking, it will mean that they have the first time where they can actually choose their food, and they also need to decide what are they going to do on their free time. So this is important. If we teach them how they can make these food choices, it will make a difference. And as well, on the side of the free time, it's important that we tell them that 60 minutes of physical activity every day is what is recommended. Another thing that happens when you are a teenager is that you start to have a little bit of pressure, because your body starts changing and you start getting those adult features, and you start receiving comments from your friends, or you start looking at magazines or TV, and it's this the perfect body shape and all this sort of bullshit that we now understand because we are adults and we now have the maturity to see it on that way. But when you are adolescents, you don't. So it's really important to keep an eye on them, because obviously, if they start skipping meals or doing mild alcohol diets, this also can lead to very serious eating disorders, like we can call it anorexia, or we can call it bulimia. And actually, if you have read the press this week, unfortunately, it was a teenager in Manchester that she was anorexic, and she took her life. She couldn't continue fighting, and she took her life. So it's serious, and it's an issue. Actually, in the UK, there are more deaths for eating disorders than for mental health issues. So it's something to remember and to know that is happening, just to be aware. On the other hand as well, in the UK, we have the other extreme, what will be 30% of the population are obese or have or overweight. These also have a lot of different risks, because it can lead that you can develop other diseases such as diabetes type 2 or high pressure or heart-related disease. So we need to start at these stages when they are teenagers, because we can deal with both. Even if they are obese, there is the right time. They can follow diets and they can exercise and they can progress with those diseases. So I would like now to give you top 5 tips that you can share if you have any teenager or if you know anybody, or as well some of you can apply to yourself. The first one will be to don't skip breakfast. For some reason, some people think that skipping breakfast helps them to lose weight, but this is false. This is not true. Actually, if you sleep through all the night, you wake up, there are so many hours where you haven't had any food, so your body really needs have breakfast. You get some energy. And especially for these kids that they go to school, they need to do exams, they need to concentrate and study. Please don't send your kids to the school without having breakfast, because it's very important. The second tip I would like to talk tonight is the 3 meals that we should have every day. So it's breakfast, it's lunch, and it's dinner. I will recommend you to try to include vegetables and fruits in all these 3 meals, especially because this type of fruits and veggies, they have nutrients that we need, and they have vitamins and minerals as well. I will advise you to do some choices in terms of whole wheat pasta or bread, and as well, if you can boil or cook the potatoes with the skin, that will also give you a little bit of fiber, which is really nutritious and we really need it. And don't forget to do the 5 a day, which is 5 portions of fruits or vegetables. This can be through fresh fruits or frozen or dried or canned. Everything counts. My third tip will be to drink plenty of fluids, because when you exercise, especially adolescents, they lose water through sweat. So it's important to replace this water and to rehydrate. And my last tip will be for the adolescents, because they are growing, they need to have lots of products with calcium, because that will help them to their density and the size of the bones, and to keep them strong. So I hope you have taken something from this speech, and I have encouraged you to talk to kids and to young people generation, because we are the example that they need to follow. So I hope you have enjoyed. This is
Mr. Timekeeper, please could I have 1 minute on the clock for the Toastmasters and guests. Now is the time to fill in these little evaluation slips. If you, this one. Yes.